sound rolling through the frozen valley was not a roar. It was grief, a raw, fractured cry that echoed off ice-covered cliffs, carrying pain so heavy it felt like the land itself was breaking. Dragons circled a ruined nest carved into the glacier. Their massive wings dragged through snow, heads bowed low. Ice shattered beneath their weight as steam poured from their mouths. Their hatchlings were gone, and the silence left behind burned worse than flame. Far below, half buried in snow and stained dark with blood, lay a single human, a man the world had already discarded. His name was Olan. He was no warrior. His sword had been taken long ago, the same day his leg was crushed in a forgotten border fight. Since then, he walked with a limp that worsened every winter. And here, winter never truly ended. The king had called him useless and banished him. Villagers crossed the road to avoid him. Soldiers laughed at his struggle through the snow. So when Olan heard the crying echo through the mountains, no one followed. No one stopped him. He had nothing left to lose. The dragons did not notice him at first. Their grief consumed everything. 5 colossal forms knelt around the shattered nest. Frost dulled their scales. Ash clung to their wings. Deep gouges scarred the stone where iron chains had been ripped away. Blood streaked the snow, human and dragon alike. Olan stepped forward. 5 ancient eyes snapped toward him, blazing with fury and pain so intense it stole his breath. One dragon lunged, wings exploding outward, fire flickering between its teeth. Olan dropped his walking stick, collapsing to his knees. "I didn't come to fight," he said, voice trembling. "I came because I heard you." The dragon stopped inches from him. Heat washed over the ice, melting it beneath its breath. "Your kind stole our children. Why should we spare you?" A voice thundered inside his mind. "Well, you shouldn't," he admitted. With shaking hands, he pulled from his coat a small cloth bundle. Inside lay a crude wooden toy, hand-carved, chipped, shaped like a dragon. "I found this," Olan said quietly. One of the dragons dropped its head. They froze. A larger dragon stepped forward, scales cracked, a wing torn. I was clouded white and blind. "The mother, that was my first," she whispered. Before the fire, Olan placed the toy gently onto the snow and bowed his head. "I am sorry." The word was small, changed nothing. But the dragons did not kill him. They watched as he turned away, following the tracks alone, limping through the biting cold. Every step tore at his ruined leg. Blood soaked through his boot. Vision blurred. Still, he did not stop. The hunters were camped in the ruins at the edge of the pass. They laughed, drinking and boasting of gold and glory. 6 iron cages sat nearby. Inside, tiny dragon hatchlings whimpered, wings bound, mouths gagged. Olan hid behind a broken wall, heart hammering. He couldn't fight them. He did the only thing left. He screamed. Not a battle cry. A warning. "Run!" Olan shouted, stepping into the firelight. "They're coming!" Steel flashed. Laughter turned to fury. A spear slammed into his chest, throwing him into the snow. Pain exploded through his ribs. Another strike shattered his arm. Blood filled his mouth. The hunters advanced. Then the sky answered. Fire and shadow crashed down as the dragon pack descended. Stone melted. Screams burned away. The earth shook beneath ancient wrath. Olan watched from the snow, barely conscious, as chains were ripped apart and cages shattered. Hatchlings tumbled free, scrambling to their parents. The hunters did not survive. Olan did not rise. The mother dragon knelt beside him, nudging his broken body gently. "You did this knowing you would die," she said. "Still, it seems fair." Darkness closed in. "Wait," the dragon said. She pressed her massive claw against his chest. Fire poured into him, not to burn, but to bind. The pack surrounded him, voices rising in a low, ancient song that vibrated through the ice. Warmth, screams, bones knit, blood burned clean. His twisted leg straightened, stronger than ever. A glowing mark seared into his skin, then faded. When he woke, snow drifted softly from the sky. The dragons stood silent. "You live," the mother said, "but you are changed." Olan looked at his hands. They trembled, but they were whole. "I didn't ask for this," he whispered. "You did," she replied, "with your choice." Days later, the king's soldiers arrived, banners snapping in the frozen wind. They found Olan standing alone at the mountain pass. "Step aside," the captain ordered. "Those beasts are enemies of the crown." Olan lifted his head. His voice carried farther than it should have. No, he said. They are parents. The captain laughed. Move, cripple. Olan did not move. The clouds shifted. Shadows spread wide. The dragons emerged, not in rage, but in warning. The soldiers fled. The king never sent another force. Years later, the valley became a place of mourning and mercy. Dragons nested there again. No chains crossed its borders. When dragon cries echoed through the mountains, no longer from grief but from joy, a once limping human could often be seen standing nearby, watching over the hatchlings. Sometimes changing the ending doesn't take a hero, just someone willing to listen to grief. Please follow my channel for more videos. One click from you can change my life.